Lena loved the woods. They were her escape, her quiet place away from the noise of the world. Her dog, Max, a large German shepherd, always kept her company on these hikes. It was their tradition. Every Sunday, they ventured deep into the forest, far enough that no one else would be around. That evening, the sun was starting to dip low, casting long shadows through the trees. The air felt cooler than usual, and the wind seemed to carry something strange, like a faint whisper. Max, usually calm and relaxed, kept pulling on his leash, his ears flicking nervously. Lena chuckled to herself, thinking it was just the wind, but something in the pit of her stomach told her to be cautious. "What's got you all worked up, boy?" she muttered, kneeling to rub behind his ears. Max growled low in his throat, a sound that sent a chill crawling up her spine. She stood up and continued walking, trying to shake off the unease. The deeper they went into the woods, the quieter it became. The usual chirping of birds and rustling of animals seemed to vanish. Only the crunch of leaves under her boots and Max's heavy panting filled the air. Suddenly, Max stopped, his body rigid and ears fully raised. His eyes locked onto something deeper in the forest, something Lena couldn't see. Her heart pounded in her chest as she looked around, but the woods seemed empty. Just trees and darkness. "Max, it's nothing," she said, but her voice trembled. Still, Max didn't move, his body taut with fear. Lena pulled gently on the leash, trying to coax him forward. "Come on, boy, let's go home." Max whimpered, but he followed reluctantly. As they pressed on, the air grew thicker, colder. Lena couldn't shake the feeling of being watched. Her footsteps quickened, and Max's pace matched hers, his breath now shallow and quick. The forest stretched on, and they came to a clearing she didn't recognize. In the center, a large, gnarled tree stood, its twisted branches reaching like skeletal arms into the sky. Lena felt a pull toward it, an unnatural compulsion. Max growled again, but louder this time, more desperate. He tugged at his leash, trying to back away, but Lena, confused and drawn to the tree, didn't understand why. Her hand was already outstretched, the tips of her fingers grazing the rough bark. "Max, it's just a tree," she whispered, but as her skin touched the tree, the world around her seemed to stop. The wind stilled. The forest fell silent. Then, from deep within the woods, a soft voice, so faint, it could have been the wind, whispered her name. "Lena?" Max's growl grew into a deep, guttural sound. His hair stood on end. Lena jerked her hand back, her pulse racing. The whisper came again, but this time it was clearer, closer. "Lena, come closer." Panic gripped her chest. She spun around, looking wildly for Max, but he was staring into the trees, his eyes wide with terror, a low growl emanating from deep within his chest. Lena tried to move, but her feet felt frozen to the earth. The whispers swirled around her, a chorus of voices, soft yet insistent. They were all around her now, pressing in from the darkness of the woods. She turned toward Max, but before she could call his name, she heard a snap. Then another. Branches breaking. Footsteps, slow, deliberate, and heavy, came from behind her. Lena's heart hammered. She whirled around, but the forest was still, too still. Then, something brushed against her ear, cold and wet. She screamed, stumbling backward. Max was gone. A figure emerged from the trees, a shape that shouldn't be. Long, twisted limbs, the skin pale and stretched too tight, its face hidden in shadows. And yet, it smiled. "Lena," it whispered, a voice that wasn't quite human, "come play with us." Max's terrified bark echoed through the woods, but it was fading, swallowed by the growing darkness. Lena stumbled, feeling herself pulled toward the creature, toward the whispers, toward the tree. It was too late to run. The forest had already claimed her. And in the distance, something was watching from the shadows, waiting for the next victim to wander too far.